Happy New Year! Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times for New Year's Day, January 1, 2021. For today's editorial, 2021 could be a year of resurgence and rediscovery of our global significance. Last night's turn of the year was more than the usual transition that we make with the passing of the old year and the advent of a new year. We said goodbye to 2020, which will enter the world's annals as a never-before milestone that we hope will never again be repeated. Everything dreadful about the 2020 coronavirus pandemic has mercilessly happened. Millions of the world's population have been infected by the virus, and several millions have died. No country has been spared. All are afflicted in nearly equal measure. Strangely, during the pandemic, governments seized the time to lock down their economies and trigger a global economic recession, driving millions into joblessness and poverty. The one silver lining is that during the pandemic, modern medical science and proactive governments combined to develop in record time, against the odds, effective and safe vaccines against COVID-19. At the end of 2020, our vision had in sight the end of the pandemic. In time, we will find our way back to normal life as we know it. All will be well again. With the new year, 2021 AD, or Anno Domini, in the year of our Lord, we behold a different time and a most historic one. This is the year when mankind will mark the quincentennial, or 500th anniversary, of the first circumnavigation of the globe by the great explorer Ferdinand Magellan. That event happened when his voyage around the world discovered our archipelago on March 16, 1521. The date has a double significance for our country and our people. First, it signifies that the unprecedented first circumnavigation was completed when the islands were discovered in 1521. Until then, mankind could only dream of sailing around the world. When the archipelago was found, the longitudes and latitudes of geography were suddenly fitted to mark the completion of the first voyage around the world. Second, March 16, 1521 was also the year when our people and forthwith our country entered history because of Magellan's discovery and the subsequent naming of the archipelago as Las Islas Filipinas in honor of Felipe II, the King of Spain. There's a debate in our country whether it is fitting to acknowledge the discovery of the islands by Magellan on the grounds that the land was discovered long before by other people, long before Europe came to town. The national artist Nick Joaquin had an unanswerable riposte to the deniers of European discovery. He dared them to point to one authentic date in Philippine history before the arrival and discovery by Magellan in 1521. There is none. There is only March 16, 1521. Of that there is incontrovertible proof in the records, in Antonio Pigafetta's epic record of Magellan's voyage and discovery, and in the subsequent evolution of the islands into Filipinas. In this new year, therefore, we should mark and celebrate with pride these great historic events. First, the first circumnavigation of the world by Ferdinand Magellan, which happened at the time principally because our archipelago was discovered. Magellan himself personally completed a journey around the world when counting his earlier travels to the East Indies. This is universally recognized by historians and geographers and in many books. Second, the discovery of the archipelago by Magellan and the evolution of our land and people in what the whole world knows as Filipinas or the Philippines. This is what we are and who we are. If 2020 was a tragic and miserable year for us, the year 2021 could become, if we will it, a year of resurgence and rediscovery of our significance to the world. And that's the editorial for New Year's Day, January 1, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to the voice of the Times.